Our project is about development of the National Biodiversity Portal based on Atlas of Living Australia, which is an open source software. This project is supported by JRS Foundation USA. And the outline of my presentation will cover the following parts: brief introduction of the two institutions which are implementing this project and why this project, aim of the project, roles played by the two institutions, objectives of the project, the key activities, what are the current status of the project, and I will end up with the acknowledgement. Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology is a higher learning technical institute which is at the Dar es Salaam city, and it has 3 campuses. One which is main Dar es Salaam, the IT Mwanza campus, which is dealing with the leather technology and the allied technologies, and another is in Songo region, which is dealing with the civil engineering and mining technologies. In main campus, we are dealing with the all engineering and including ICT. These are training programs offered at the Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology, covering various areas of engineering and applied sciences. And for the case of bachelor degree, we have these programs offered, mostly are engineering programs, including a technology program in laboratory technologies. We have also offering master's degree program. Currently, we have 3 master degree programs in maintenance management, computational science and engineering, and sustainable energy engineering. For the case of COSTECH, the institution we are collaborating in implementing this project. This is the Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, which is a parastatal organization with the responsibility of coordinating, promoting research and the technology in the country. And it has also a responsibility of sharing, hosting biodiversity information in the country. And this is done through a Tanzanian GBIF node, which is TANBIF, for the case of Tanzania, which is overseer of biodiversity information and accessibility of biodiversity information. Why this project? We are aware that Tanzania has a lot of biodiversity. It's very rich in biodiversity. And biodiversity is very important for socio-economic development. Therefore, there is a need of making sure that all studies which are conducted regarding biodiversity, there is a need of the information, sharing the information for sustainability. Biodiversity is very important in various areas: food security, sustainable livelihoods, sustainable to ensure sustainable ecosystems, and also to take care of invasive species and emerging species. Therefore, to have a management of biodiversity resources, including gathering information and sharing the information, is crucial to enhance sustainable development, socially and economically. In Tanzania, many studies have been conducted regarding biodiversity. Many institutions have been involved in gathering, in studying biodiversity, but the information is not easily accessible. There is limited accessibility of the information. And also some of the information which were gathered, it is no longer available because of lack of infrastructure which ensure sustainable storage of this information. Besides, there are limited human resources with the skills for digitizing, cleaning, publishing biodiversity information in many research institutions which are involved in biodiversity. And we have also limited efforts of coordinating biodiversity studies across the country and within institutions. And in Tanzania, there are so many institutions which are dealing with the biodiversity, studying biodiversity. And these are few examples of key institutions which are dealing with the biodiversity studies. Despite of having this many institutions, there is limited accessibility, sharing of this information, and also publication of biodiversity information is limited because of lack of what I can say initiatives and also required skills in order to enhance publication of these important resources. Now, the project aim in developing a sustainable online national biodiversity data portal based on Atlas of Living Australia, which is an open source software. And the project is also aiming to have a fully equipped national biodiversity data that will be hosted by a Commission of Science and Technology, which is COSTECH, which is currently hosting the GBIF node of Tanzania, which is TANBIF. Therefore, this project aims to have this portal at the COSTECH in order to enhance easy accessibility of data and also to be owned nationally, to have the national ownership so that every stakeholder, every institution can freely access, can freely keep or store biodiversity information. The project objectives, these are the key objectives: to mobilize and consolidate biodiversity data from various existing institutions. As I have mentioned, we have so many institutions, but their resources are not available and not easily shared. To develop the portal of biodiversity and to build the capacity of staff and institutions in order to be able to mobilize that. And also the project aim will ensure compilation of list of data from various institutions and make them easily accessible and compatible in the required format of the portal. For the case of first objective is consolidation of existing data sets. This will, as being involving online and offline sources of biodiversity data from Tanzania, and have been collaborating with the research and the key training institutions dealing with the biodiversity to gather the information. And we are in the compilation of list of existing data in different formats in those institutions. For the case of development of the biodiversity portal, the portal, as I have mentioned, will base on the Living Atlas Australia software. And this, after development, it will be linked to some of the national databases and even international biodiversity portal or databases to enhance accessibility of these resources. For the case of capacity building, this is done through conducting training on data portal development of key portal developers that will be involved in developing the portal. And this will involve experts from Atlas community who will guide on development of the portal. Capacity building of staff to enhance portal operation, maintenance, and sustainability. Conduct training on data processing, cleaning, digitization, and publication, and mobilization of biodiversity resources and make them accessible. And it is our role also to create awareness to various stakeholders so that they can publish and make their resources available, and also they can access other resources from other stakeholders. Objective number 4, which is the compilation of existing data from various institutions and make them easily accessible. We are providing capacity to training and research institutions to be able to mobilize their data, and to support, we are supporting them to enhance them publishable and also to access other resources. Project implementers, I have mentioned Dar es Salaam Institute of Technology together with COSTECH. Each institution has its role. For the case of DIT, is to provide technical expertise in designing, development, management of the portal, provision of training on portal use, provision of support to researchers during publishing and also in accessing information from the portal, and to enhance linkage of the portal, which is under development, to other important portals within the country and portals from other countries. For the case of COSTECH, our partner is to establish links with GBIF, ALA, and the other international biodiversity partners to enhance the development of this portal. A hosting of a national biodiversity portal will be hosted at COSTECH, and COSTECH has a key role in mobilizing the existing biodiversity data. As we have seen, is the overseer of biodiversity information in Tanzania, so it has free accessibility and a role to access key stakeholders to be engaged in the portal development. Another role is formulation and enforcement of data sharing policy, popularization of the portal when it is developed, and also during this development stage, it's their role. We are collaborating also with the DIT to make it, to make stakeholders aware of this initiative. Mobilize funds in collaboration with the DIT to sustain the portal, which is under development, and also to design and establish administrative structure that will enhance the portal development and also during its implementation. Engaging other biodiversity data holders to use the publishing tool, which is under development, because we can develop the portal, but we have to make sure that the stakeholders will make use of it. The project team, I am Florence Mamboya, the project director. Hulda Gideon from COSTECH is the project coordinator, and he's responsible for biodiversity part, biodiversity information part. And Dr. Finian Mwalongo, who will be the next presenter, is the lecturer at the Dar es Salaam Institute, and he's the portal development supervisor. And Dr. Mbele is a lecturer also at the DIT, and is the assisting the director and the portal development supervisor to enhance the project implementation. This project, the total funds are 240,000 USD, and it will be implemented for 3 years. And this project had 2 phases. The first phase was planning phase, which started in August 2018. However, it was redesigned in 2019, and its implementation started in 2019, and it will end in September 2022. So it's an ongoing project. Briefly, if I can say what we covered during preparatory stage, we gathered information from key stakeholders. We involved the key stakeholders to be aware of this project and a proposal. We organized the inception workshop to get the information from key stakeholders in order to make sure that they're involved in the process. With a development of project implementation plan, which was submitted to JRS for approval. And during proposal stage, we signed a MOU between the two participating institutions in order to define the roles and agree on some issues. During preparatory stage, we visited the key stakeholders as listed here, key ministries, institutions who are dealing or dealing directly or indirectly with the biodiversity studies or biodiversity information. Summary of the outcome of the planning. All institutions visited supported this project and they gave their inputs. They gave advice, guidelines, and information. Also the key requirements, what they need the portal to have. They shared the experience on project implementation so that you can take them on board in order to enhance successful implementation of the project. And some of the higher institutions, they showed interest in getting involved. Also, their staff, their students to be involved in order to benefit on the trainings and also to be able to publish the information and access the information. This is the picture showing the stakeholders meeting which was conducted during preparation stage. It involved key experts on biodiversity and it was conducted in August 2019. Now, if I can go straight to implementation of this project, we have done the following activities. Training on portal developers from DIT and COSTECH who are involved in developing the portal. And this was done in collaboration with the key Atlas community experts who assisted us in adapting the ALA software and customized it, and so that it was ready for us to put the features that we need and to develop the portal. We have run several training on biodiversity informatics to developers, and these are main key developers from DIT to enhance the development of the portal. As we are aware, the ICT experts, they are not aware of biodiversity. Therefore, it was necessary for them to know exactly what is biodiversity, what are the required formats, what are the key issues that needed to be considered during portal development. Portal development, as per the project now, it has reached about 80% of the targeted milestone. And the portal, as per the plan, it is expected to be finished in September 2021. So we are in the right track and we are implementing as per the plan. For the case of capacity building, 3 DIT staff to enhance portal development, operation, upgrading, and maintenance, which is very important for sustainability of the portal. These are the key staff that we are expecting them to play a key role in ensuring that the portal is operational, to upgrade so that it can match with the changing technologies, and also to ensure maintenance when it is required. So we have 3 master's degree program students who are the IT staff who are taking master degree in computational science and engineering, and they are at the dissertation stage. We are expecting them to be involved in to be involved in implementing the portal when it is ready in use. Even now, their dissertation areas are directly involved with the portal development. So they're bringing in new technologies to improve the portal features that we have developed. And we have managed to create a hub which needed to be finalized to link freshwater biodiversity data information. And this is initiatives of Robert, who will make his presentation later. Actually, the portal that we are developing is not specific for a certain species or genus, but we are developing a national portal that will host many areas of biodiversity, freshwater, and from different habitats. For the case of capacity building on biodiversity informatics, we have managed to provide capacity building to staff from key institutions who are dealing with the biodiversity. And they, through the training, they have managed to publish their records in the existing GBIF, but the information, we are using them to test the portal. We are using the information to test the portal. And for the case of data mobilization and capacity building, we have managed also to gather 200 specimens records of family of the site after digitization, and this are coming from the Botany Department, University of Dar es Salaam. But they have many records which are not digitized, and this is ongoing activity. Not only at the Botany University, Botany Department, University of Dar es Salaam, but many institutions are, as I listed, they are in requirement of being capacitated to be able to mobilize their data, biodiversity data. So far, challenges that we have come across is the outbreak of COVID-19. It limited implementation of some of our activities. And one of the activities that we aimed to accomplish is to participate in the training which was organized by Helen. And for the case of capacity building, it limited us also to train key stakeholders during the outbreak of COVID-19, which delayed some our plans. Procurement processes were delayed because of so many or extended procedures which are required to procure the equipment that are required for this project. And this project will require ICT equipment which they needed to follow national procurement procedures, which they take time, and this for some reason it limited timely execution of project activities. Biodiversity data mobilization, some of the institutions are not very cooperative because of existing guidelines or policy of sharing by research data. But some of the institutions are cooperative, and we are still making initiatives to make them cooperative. And we are planning to engage the top officials or management of the institutions so that they can be aware of biodiversity, they can be aware of the need of free accessing the biodiversity information and sharing, and the need of having this portal in order to enhance accessibility of biodiversity information for socioeconomic development. Lack of skilled biodiversity data management personnel, this is really a problem to many institutions. They have a lot of resources, biodiversity data, but they are not aware of publishing their information They are not aware of how to digitize, to clean their data, and they share their resources. They don't know the format which is required in order to enhance their publication of their resources. Lack of publishing knowledge made some of to share their data to the databases that are not linked to national GBIF node. So this is a limitation to enhance accessibility of their information. So what are we doing, and our next future plan? Because we have 1 year to accomplish the project, we are accomplishing the portal development. As I have mentioned, we are targeting at the end of September to have it completed. But after completing the portal, it needs to be upgraded with time, because other researchers or stakeholders, they can come up with the new inputs or requirements, and this is an ongoing process. Introducing the portal to stakeholders to get their inputs for improvement, introducing new features, that will be our activity also. Proceed with the capacity building on data cleaning, digitization, and mobilizations to institutions to make sure that there is a sharing and free accessing of the information to enhance the sustainability of portal, and also to enhance sustainability of storage of biodiversity information and sharing in the country. Data mobilization and publications, we still have this activity ongoing, and we are proceeding with it to ensure we gather a lot of information, and this information are published in the portal, which is under development. Publishing the portal to various stakeholders to enhance its use and sustainability. Publicizing, to make stakeholders aware of this portal and to enhance them to publish the information. We need, as a project team, we acknowledge the JRS Biodiversity Foundation for supporting this very important project for our country and in the region, also globally, because the sharing of biodiversity information is not a localized thing. It has to be a global issue. We really appreciate the efforts made by the former JRS Executive Director, Don, who supported us and guided us to make this possible. We also appreciate the efforts which are undergoing now through the new director of JRS Biodiversity Foundation USA, Matthew, and his colleague John. They are giving us guidance so that we can complete the project successfully. All biodiversity stakeholders from key institutions from Tanzania who have given us support, information, contributed in giving us their inputs, users' requirements, etc. We really appreciate for their support. And we really appreciate the Atlas community, Marie, Manash, and Vincent, who made the adaptation of the Atlas community software, which made our portal, which is under development, to reach this stage. And they always give us online support when it is required, which has contributed in reaching the 80% of portal development that we are currently have. Thank you all for listening. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you, Ellen.